A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another interesting session of Getty Talk. My name is Shilpi. I'm the relationship manager with the Global Education and Training Institute. Well, the children have been studying at home from the past 1 year, and they might have to continue in the same situation in the few coming more, couple of months. So, homeschooling, which was a very new term introduced in India somewhere around, say, 2010 onwards. But today, this has become a very, very favorite of some of the parents, especially the preschoolers. So, what is homeschooling? Is it just that the child is, similar to a home tuition or a coaching, or is it, schooling which is as good as the formal school? And that is what Ms. Divpreet Kaur is going to talk about, who is the owner and also the director and principal of Eurokids in Dalanwala, Dehradun. She has been into this field of education for the past 10 years. She's qualified in master's and also B.Ed and Montessori training. So, Divpreet, please, you're most welcomed on the stage, and thank you for joining in the disruptive education movement. I would now like you to speak about homeschooling and let the doubts and any kind of, preconceived notions that people have about homeschooling be cleared from their mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Hello, everyone, and all the educational leaders. Greetings to one and all. Today, I am Mrs. Divpreet Kaur, Principal of Eurokis Dalanwala, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. And I'm very happy to announce that I am the part of the GT Global Disruptive Education Movement as an esteemed live session speaker today. A special thanks to my host, Mrs. Shilpi Srivastava, who is the relationship manager at GT. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this an opportunity. And definitely, I'm here to share my views with you all on the topic homeschooling. Dear friends, homeschooling basically, rather I would say a home education, which means that where the parents used to teach their children or their kids at the home. They guide them, they teach them, but in much more flexible way as in the formal school. Before I start, I just want to say that have you ever imagined when our childhood, when our childhood spent in a most complete freedom, where we should be stress free, no pressure of studies, no exams, and moreover, no need to carry the heavy bags. We should be provided a totally complete freedom, free environment. It seems impossible, isn't it? But perhaps in India, and more than millions of people, parents have taken this decision not to send the child in the formal school. In abroad, 2.5 billion people have switched over to the homeschooling concept. Rather, it's homeschooling is better than, or I'm not going to compare it, but there are certain factors which which force the parents to switch over to the homeschooling. Rather, first of all, parents are not as much as satisfied with the school curriculum because as the schools have the based on the strict curriculum, there is no space of imagination, and in the homeschooling curriculum can be tailored according to the needs of the child. What we feel and what I feel too. But if we talk about this present scenario, if we see in 2020, the last year, we all have faced the global learning crisis all over the world. And during this pandemic situation, I have observed that most of the parents they want the homeschooling because this has become the necessity of today's scenario. Reasons are that I discussed with you that first of all, homeschooling is become the parents have the full control over their child, what the child is learning. They know the capabilities of the children. And moreover, if we talk about homeschooling helps in bond building the good relationship with the family. And nowadays, if we see, in everyday news we used to come across that this students are committing the suicide. Why this is happening? Because somewhere us formal schools are not able to cater the resources at this for this kids, those who are getting indulged in some negative behavior. Like if we talk about the adolescence, which is a very prominent or very important phase in every child's life. Now, adolescence is a period, dear friends, when they need proper guidance, they need proper support. But sorry to say that our former schools, they are unaware of that. And moreover, the schools doesn't have the resources also how to catch up with this problem. As a result, our students are getting indulged in this drug addiction. Sometimes bullies also bullying each other, and due to this, they are committing a suicide. And parents also they are unaware of this situation. So homeschooling is the part, or homeschooling you can say, shelter the children from these school non-violence and drug addiction and negative behavior also. I will share my personal experience that even due to this pandemic situation, we have also seen that we are very intense. How can we come across this? How we can teach our children in a better way? Then even as I'm associated with EuroKids also, so EuroKids also has started the one new innovation that is homeschooling concept for our younger children also. Because this is the thing where homeschooling you can say is the most progressive method by which we can teach our students and we can use their energy in a better path. We can make their learning non-stop. So I prefer that the homeschooling should be the everybody should adopt it homeschooling. Although the former schools they are just following the traditional methods, and even if we say we are bound. I am also a school owner. I do have a protocol. I have to complete academically the syllabus on the time. Teachers are also professionals. Teachers are giving so much of time to the students. But the thing is that the students which they need attention, the students which they have been categorized, this is a major problem of today. So in homeschooling, first of all, is the child is totally properly concentrated by the parents. Student teacher ratio is very low, so parents can equally focus on their studies, on not only academic part, on the other phases also. Some critics used to say that to those students who undergone this homeschooling, they become they lack social skills. But I don't agree with this because what I have observed, I just want to I would like to share that there is a girl in my school, and when she got admission in my school, she was totally you can say dependent on the parents. But when this, due to this pandemic, homeschooling option has been given to the parents, and I found a drastic change in her. Confidence has boosted up because parents are also involving with their kids as equally as the students. In the formal schools, the student parents are and sometimes they are unaware, or maybe they are working, so they are not able to see what the child learns. But this lockdown, or I can say, due to this pandemic, the parents have equally initiated their efforts and shown their efforts that they can also, if they start with it, they support their child, their child can become more independent, more intelligent, and even their learning will become long life. And this is very easier. And even children show interest because when we are talking about the kids, see what are your interests, what do you want to learn, what is the different way. But in the school, there is one way which we are adopting it with every kid, as every child is unique. But in the formal schools, we are adopting the same method with each and every child. But in the homeschooling, whether the parents or the tutor, you can say, they know the child, they know the capabilities of the child very well. So due to this, the child feels secure first of all, and they can learn more better as in the formal schools. Because if you say in the formal schools, the students have been categorized on basis of 3 hours examination. 3 hours examination he used to give, and we decide whether if he is below average, he is intelligent, or he needs more improvement. But in the homeschooling, it's not like that because each and every individual is getting the proper attention. So I prefer, even I am already having an NGO, and we are promoting this concept of homeschooling because now it becomes a necessity of an hour, and now it's need totally today in present scenario both, because we are just coming across due to this pandemic, students are getting suffered. They are suffering a lot because their learning, their creativity has been killed. So to maintain that skills within the kids, to maintain that you can say maintain that energy level within the kids, at least the students should be get the power, get to know the homeschooling concept. And I request to all the parents that at least nowadays during this COVID-19, make don't stop our students from the learning concept because that is their right. And formal schools, we never know when we are going to reopen with it. So at least if we have an option, we have the benefit of homeschooling also. Now each and every school is getting the proper material, proper resources, even whether it's in a preschool, whether it's a kindergarten, whether it's a junior schools, or you can say the intermediate school. All schools are getting online classes also. But apart from that, homeschooling is the one concept which every parent should be aware of that. And we do fully. Actually, there is a saying, which is saying also that when a child used to come to school, he comes by walking. And when he goes back home, he used to go back running. So actually, we have to reverse this statement basically. The thing is that when the child used to come to school, he should come by running, and when he goes home, he should go by walking. So, because now a formal school has taken the shape, industrial schooling has taken the shape, and we are just focusing on the enrollment, infrastructure. So, parents basically are not satisfied with this, you can say, the behavior of the school. Traditional schooling is there almost, but school is not, formal schools are not able to cater those resources what a child needs. And kahin na kahin, somewhere as we are just killing their creativity of our kids. So I think that we should promote homeschooling concept, and we should work on that so that at least during this need, it is a need of an hour. Today's present scenario, this situation is a very crucial situation for all of us as we are facing the global learning crisis, and we should work on this homeschooling concept. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Divpreet ma'am, for explaining in such a brief. I know your throat is not in a good shape, so it's okay. Can I ask you a question if it's okay with you?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So, homeschooling, the concept, is it like, is it when a child gets a certificate, or a child, for example, who's studying in a senior class and he does his boards from homeschooling, is it as valid as a child going to a formal school?
See, ma'am, if we talk about the certification, because if we say that this is a basic problem of education system only, because we want the certificate to be provided. But as far as certificate is concerned, yeah, at least homeschooling, the parents are so much of well aware that they know the capabilities of the student. They are not going to force the child to go to a particular college, and they can choose the college of their own choice. But thing is, educationally, academically part would be the strong element. Only for the certification he can join the college. But learning part, if you talk about, because schools are just recreating them, if we say. But the colleges or the homeschooling is the concept is educating them overall development is here. So I think homeschooling is good as compared to the formal schools because the parents have the full control. They know their child, what are their potentials, what are their levels of learning. Although if you talk about the certification, yeah, the students has to join somewhere because now our education system is like this. They have to give it. They have to prove. But knowledge-wise, he would be a he. I can say the child is much appropriate and much intelligent.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, you mean to say that, yes, of course. I mean, if a child is studying at home, he's getting a solo attention of
Yeah,
the
that's true.
teacher,
Yeah,
and yeah, of course.
because
So
in the
are they?
classroom, yeah,
So when you were talking about the social development of a child, so the one who is at home, wouldn't there be any kind of difference in his personality than the child who's outside going to school, meeting 10 children?
yeah, ma'am, as I've discussed that some critics used to say that the students who are getting the home education through homeschooling concept, they lack their social skills. But what I believe, because family is the main part over here, the child learns the social skills are more, you can say, stronger as compared to the school level. Because here the child is going not only attached with the parents, but the other relationships also he comes to know what are the other relationships. Moreover, he have their neighborhood. He talks to his neighborhood. He used to have the interaction with the neighborhood. So there, and he was to attend the social gatherings with the families. So this will improve the social skills because in the school we are just in the formal schools if we talk about. So we are just concerned within the four walls of the classroom. The child is only having the interaction with the peer group or with the teacher. He is not getting any other platform. But as we talk about the homeschooling, so many things are there. Cultural values the child will learn, emotional values child will learn, social skills will be developed. So homeschooling is not like that he lack the social skills. Homeschooling even promotes the child to be more become more socialized, in my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Preet, for being so prompt in answering all our questions and so nicely explaining the concept of schooling, especially when this kind of situation is there where we do not know when formally children would be able to come to school, and that formal school which used to happen will happen again. So till that time, I think for parents and also for educationists, this is a very good way of actually not disrupting the formal education in any way,
Yeah.
homeschooling. So thank you once again, and a very good evening to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so